Hi guys. As we are discussing nervous system regulations from the past few videos, today let's talk about one more component of it. Have you ever seen someone or met with someone who always throw themselves into their work? They are always chasing some kind of deadlines, projects. They are overworking themselves, whether it's on weekends or the whole month. They are constantly busy. No matter what, they are always busy and they always throw themselves into some or the other work. Now, that cannot always be called ambition or hard work. There's a difference between hardworking and overworking. And if you are overworking and you constantly feel the need to work, or else you might get into some thoughts that you do not want to be thinking, yes, that is something called avoidance mechanism, and you may be using overworking as an avoidance strategy. Now, why do I say that overworking is an avoidance strategy? Because there are times when people use working hard and just throwing themselves into work as a mechanism to avoid uncomfortable feelings, to avoid thinking about certain situations or scenarios that they might be in. And in order to avoid those feelings forever, the best strategy to use is to work. And when you're working, you can trick yourself into thinking that you are being productive, you're being hardworking, and you're just busy. But that's not always the case. The more you push aside your feelings, the worse it gets in the future. The more you avoid thinking and being with the uncomfortable feeling, the worse it gets. Now let's talk a little bit about our beautiful brain and how does it play a role in this situation. Now I will make it really simple. So let's focus on two things. One is our amygdala. So amygdala is a small part in our brain. So what it does, or you can think of it as an alarm system. So it constantly scans for danger around you. It's constantly in an alert mode, and the moment it sees some sort of danger, it alerts the brain and the siren just goes on and on. But there is another part of our brain which is right here behind our forehead, that is the prefrontal cortex. Now prefrontal cortex is for your logical brain. It's the logical brain. It is for analyzing, problem solving, and for impulse control. But these two work hand in hand. But the moment there is higher stress, that means the amygdala is overworking, is in high alert, our prefrontal cortex gets suppressed. And that is why during stress, you tend to reduce your logical thinking and rather get hyperactive, and then your clarity is gone for the situation. You might think, oh, this is something very simple. But during the stressful scenario, during a fearful scenario, if your prefrontal cortex is suppressed, you do not think with the clarity that you usually have. And that is how amygdala and prefrontal cortex work hand in hand. Now the work of prefrontal cortex, or PFC, is where it works against amygdala, and it tells the amygdala that, okay, hey, this is not as much of a big deal as you're making it, so why don't you just calm down and relax. But in certain scenarios where you're chronically in a stressful environment, there is chronic tension, there's chronic stress in your body, there's always a wave of stress hormones that is just flowing into you, there's no calm, there's no peace in your body, and which makes your amygdala always stay in a hyperactive situation. Obviously your PFC is going to be suppressed, during which comes the overactivity or overworking scenario. So the amygdala pushes you to work harder, to distract yourself, to do this, to do that. But what exactly is happening, that the moment you think about taking a break or to relax, you feel a fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of slowing down, fear of getting behind at your work. None of that is true, by the way. Taking break is good for you, taking break is good for your health, your career, your life. But your brain tricks you into thinking that this is not safe for us, and that's why you constantly rush behind some or the other work. Now our PFC has to help us in some way. So what it does, it starts making a to-do list in our brain. If for example you are a doctor, you constantly see patients, but you have the option of relaxing to take a break, because taking a break is not only good for yourself, but it is good for the patients, because you are going to relax yourself and get into the state of clarity, right? But the moment you relax, you feel uncomfortable, you are not used to this, so you start thinking of other things that you have to do. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, and you make a mental list, and you then go forward and start doing all sorts of odd jobs just because you cannot sit in the peace and calm. Because once you do that, you're going to start thinking about your feelings, your emotions, the hard stressful situations or scenarios that you are in, and you do not want to think of those uncomfortable feelings. And that is why overthinking is an avoidance mechanism. Now, how do you know you are one of the people who are using this as an avoidance mechanism? Number one, you just cannot seem to sit and relax and get back. You just cannot do that. You feel uncomfortable in your own body. You just do not want to sit alone in a place. Number two, you feel guilty. You feel that if you do not do this work, if you do not go for this commitment, you are a bad person. You're just not doing well enough. You're not good enough. You feel guilty on all fronts. Number three, no matter how exhausted you are, you just can't seem to stop. You are falling apart, you are having nervous breakdowns, mental breakdowns, but you just do not want to stop. You cannot stop. And that could be one of the signs that you are totally dependent on overworking as your avoidance mechanism. Number four, no matter how much you achieve, you do not feel the sense of happiness. No matter how well you're doing in your life or career, you're making tons of money, you're helping people, but you just do not seem to get the happiness or the peace that you feel from inside. You feel empty, you just cannot feel the happiness. These are all signs of overworking, burning out, and you being an avoidant. How do you break this cycle? It's very simple steps that you can take initially to just come out of that cycle, because you are currently in a loop. You are in a loop where once you accomplish something, you get a dopamine hit, and then you overwork yourself, and it's a very toxic cycle. So number one thing that you can do is first notice your triggers. There are always triggers that you can notice as to why you are overworking. Maybe something overwhelming has happened in the morning, and after that you feel that, okay, I don't want to think about this, and I'm just going to throw myself into my work. Now that is noticing your triggers. Focus on where do you feel overwhelmed, why do you feel overwhelmed, where are the triggers coming from? Is it your family, is it your friend, is it a certain person at work? Eliminate these triggers or handle these triggers, and once you start handling these triggers, slowly you will be able to align yourself more. Number two, self-regulation. Self-regulation, I've always told that when nervous system is dysregulated, self-regulation is important. It can be in any way. Go to meet a friend, go and talk to your best friend, go if you have a good time with your family, go for dinner, go for lunch, go for cafes, go for anything you want. Or if you like reading a book, sitting with yourself, meditating, journaling, doesn't matter what the method is, but if you can self-regulate, whether it is by listening to music, dancing, movement is a great way to regulate yourself. But distraction is not self-regulation. If you think that watching a 3-hour movie is helping you regulate, that is not true. You are distracting yourself. Regulation and distraction is a fine line which you need to again focus on. Number three, set boundaries. Setting boundaries with people who are around you, if they trigger you or if they're not being helpful to you in this scenario, set boundaries. Set boundaries with your own self. If you tend to overwork for 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, then set a time limit that I will not work after 6. I will not work for more than 8 hours, if that's what it is. Just limit yourself, keep boundaries for yourself, towards yourself, anything that helps you. When you keep these kind of boundaries and you prioritize rest, it's helpful to you. You start thinking with more clarity, you start feeling more at peace, more happy. The last is celebrate your non-work achievements. Now, what do I mean by that? Celebrate your non work achievements. This is very important. When you are overworking, you do not celebrate your wins. You do not celebrate anything. You will crash out one day or the other when you are burning yourself out. So, it's very important to give yourself the wins, and you are actually winning in life. You don't need to constantly need to run towards something. You are winning in your life, and you deserve to acknowledge that, to celebrate that. If you have taken a good night's sleep, you have rested, that's That's a win. If you have finished a book that you really wanted to but you didn't get time for, that's a win. If you have just gone out for a walk for an hour, even though you're really busy, that's a win. Acknowledge your smaller wins and feel good. You deserve it. You deserve to feel good, and you deserve to live the life that you want. So stop avoiding things. Stop avoiding by overworking yourself. Come in alignment and just stay happy. Bye bye. See you soon.